All right, folks, happy Saturday once again. It's just shy of 2:30 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've been doing here for the rest of the day. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little story and make give everybody a good chuckle. Me, I'm not chuckling, but I'll let you do so. All right, it's that time of year. That's how I say it anyway. We normally do not make it a habit of much stockpiling. Of course, except for the winter. Just makes things easier. You don't care to go down to the bale yard for 2 or 3 separate trips every day in the dead of winter. Having a little stockpile here is a nice thing. If you caught this morning's video, you'll understand this is the last of the rows out in the fields. That's it right there. No concern. It just we did have to feed a heck of a lot of hay starting early, and what we'll call it supplemental. And we're going to see how the rest of this year goes. I have no concerns whatsoever with lack of dry hay needs. Now there won't be any for sale. Actually, there's 4. I made a promise weeks ago. I sold some and promised 4 more. That's it though. That's the only the stuff that's leaving the farm again for dry round bales of hay. I don't have any concerns of our needs, but it's going to be tight. And I need to leave tomorrow morning after feeding for a few days. So I stockpiled just 4 bales of sorghum, which doesn't hurt anything. That sorghum acts a heck of a lot differently than alfalfa. As far as mold, alfalfa, there's a big concern for mold. Just look at that juice come off of it. You guys see that? That's how wet I baled that stuff. Big no-no, lesson learned. Thankfully, it's not devastating, but it's a great lesson learned. Just look at the icicles from the juicing. Oh, Lordy. But this is a whole different ball game than alfalfa. The sorghum does not mold. The fact that it's actually drying out isn't such a bad thing. And I have no concerns with stockpiling 3, 4, 5 bales at a time off of a row. None whatsoever. It seems to be perfectly fine, and it's just chock full wet inside. So, works out. All right, there's been some difficulties here today. Nothing worth crying about, but it's kind of a shame, and we're just gonna say a little bit idiotic. Not all of us are perfect, like a lot of individuals, but okay. I want you to take a look at the heifer yard. There's only 2 heifers in there. Now I want you to take a look at the corral system. Corral system's all open. Ben, where's the new heifers? They're out with the cow yard, with the herd. Oh, Jesus. Water froze. No, I'm not going to pass the buck. I haven't had to be concerned about water freezing, with the exception of preparations that I did for, 7 months? Something like that. 8? I don't know. Yeah, 8. That heat tape job that I did in the barn, I didn't have it plugged in with this weather we've had here for 2 days. Water going to this tank was frozen. I'm convinced that the water heading out to the beef barn, the water was frozen as well. We'll call it half frozen. Those 6 smaller heifers that were in there kept things flowing just enough for it not to get devastatingly frozen solid. So what I'm trying to tell you is it kind of hit all in one fury there, and the cows, they wanted to drink, all of them. Something bad was going to happen. And I know a lot of you's got a lot to say right now, and I understand that, but trust me, the easiest decision, because I was not prepared, was to open up the gates to the corral. Let the heifers out, let them mingle with the cows, and of course let the cows come in and get a drink before something bad happened. The water tank behind the barn, just the actual water trough tank, that had been emptied since last night. I did concern myself with water, but not freezing water. I'll admit it. What are you going to do? You mess up from time to time. Maybe not the best decision to make, but I ended up not vaccinating those young heifers. Oh, Jesus. And opened up the gates, and everybody's happy now. There's one good thing that comes from this. Remember, wherever there's a negative, there's a positive. This was being done in preparations for doing something differently than opening the gates, but I opened the gates instead. All right, one good thing that came from this is that the heat tape, it works. It works really good. It unthawed the lines, and everything has adequate flowing water now. Good stuff. This is going to be left on now full time. It does not mean that the water line, the heat tape is going to be on full time. It's temperature reading. I believe it kicks on at 38 degrees, 35 degrees, and shuts back down at 48. It has been doing a phenomenal job. When I put all this together, the fear in being scared of heated lines around all this hay and chaff and everything else, that was a concern. I'm not concerned anymore. That, and I think I did a very nice, clean job with zip ties, and then of course foam insulation where I could. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I definitely don't put videos on to tell people what to do and how to do things. That's a fact. Trust me. I am here to tell you, though, if you have a problem spot within your barn, farm, or even your shed or whatever, your man's garage or something that has water, do not be afraid to use the heat tape. At the very least, look into it. This heat tape here is going to be a savior this year. This is the problemed area. This area did freeze. The heifer lot did not have water going to it. It's nice now. It's freed up. I looked at it about an hour ago. It took a while, but we had frozen water, and forgot to turn these on. What are you gonna do? The only problem that there is, and it's not a huge problem, is that these lights got to stay on the whole time. See, they're only off because I turned them, so that outlet to the light can have juice. So to save just a little bit of energy, I undid some lights. Not this side though, I can turn this side off. But this must stay on. So yeah, that heat tape is just beautiful. A very moronic ordeal here today. Oh, boat lost you. I'm running out of juice here. We're going to call it moronic. But there's one good thing that came from it, and that was the heat tape test. And yeah, the real bad part about this is those 6 young heifers. I'm going to tell you something too. When I went in there to let them out, open up the gates, they were calm as a cucumber too. I was sick to my guts about it. But I had to. The cows are ready to do something stupid, I promise you. I had to open up the gates, and now all is well. The water has just been flowing. But, yeah. Not all perfect, folks. Remember that before the comments fly. Comments don't hurt my feelings anyway, so it's okay. You can actually learn a lot off the comments if you open up your eyes and your mind. Yeah, I said it. This was their only water source, and this was freed up. For example, last night, I don't even know why you guys are here. Last night there was water in here, but it got bone dry. Of course, you can see it froze. And yeah, that broke my heart. The fast decision was made to go ahead and open up the gates so the cows could get in here to the water. And those heifers were calm as could be. What are you going to do? All this snow and water that we got did not do a very nice thing to this yard and even this barn. Hey, big pig. This is this water. There's a different style for the heifer lot. Let me make one thing clear right now. There is no such thing as a non-freezing water tank. None. Unless, of course, it's one of those fancy-dancy ones with electricity to it. This freezes often in bad weather. The top has to be lifted. A warm bucket of water with some washcloths need to be brought out. And just, you can't be just dumping warm water in there. It just needs to be on thawed. Yeah, these girls were pretty thirsty. Wasn't looking pretty there for a minute. That's why I did what I did. Right? You even drinking, or you just playing and showing off? Huh? Settle down. There's one of the new ones right there. Or is it? No, it's not. Is it? Oh, I think it was actually. Maybe not. Stop that coughing right now. All right, folks, just a little update. Nice Saturday afternoon. It did get mild out. We lost our bad temperatures that we were having this morning. It milded right up. But the day is basically about done. My day isn't done, but all the high and mighties, as we'll say it is. And that's it. Just an update. And hope you're having a good day. Talk to you sooner than later.